This is a good watch, LG Magic moment. Noah Anderson at his best is one of the highlights of it this season. His goals out of the middle quickly becoming a trademark. So 2 weeks ago against the Pies, and then this afternoon the Sun skipper in stunning form against the reigning premiers. Celebrations almost as identical and iconic as the goal. Noah Anderson, you are a magic moment of Super Saturday round 20 thanks to LG. Hasn't he just slotted into the captaincy brilliantly and so smoothly? Where's he sitting in your Brownlow predictions, Noah Anderson?
Well, he's in all my multis, Kath. No, look, I think he's right up there because what he does stands out.
Yeah.
And those big goals, I mean, that could have been back-to-back goals for him. And we'll see Farah, who took one off him from the goal line. But Rowell and Anderson are the reasons they're here. There's no doubt about that, but they do it in different ways.
They've arrived. I think Jared Witts has been fantastic for that group as well. And inside the Suns, I reckon there's a belief that the Witts doesn't get spoken enough about in terms of all-Australian potential. And what he did today is he went to town on McInerney and Darcy Ford. He was fantastic, and he gives them great service. And with great service and the skill set that the Rowell and Anderson have, and their ability to create wedges in the contest to win the ball, when it is on the ground, Matt Rowell might be the best player in the competition at picking the ball up off the ground and driving his legs out of contest. So
66 points this win for the Gold Coast Suns today. They're now on 12 wins with the game in hand. They have 5 games to go. Obviously, following that cyclone earlier in the year, the game was rescheduled. So their run home is Richmond, Carlton, GWS, Port Adelaide and Essendon. Something would have to go horribly wrong for them to miss finals. How much credit do you sit here tonight and give Damien Hardwick for what he's done with this club thus far?
Kath, you don't beat Collingwood at home and then Brisbane at home and miss finals. You just don't. I just think this team now are starting to work out what the coach has been driving. You get these sort of rewards and it fuels itself. You really just can sit back a little bit as a coach. Okay, you know what it looks like. You know what? You should have belief in the system, belief in the plan. They've not only arrived, they've slammed the door open. They're just bang, let's go, let's play. I love what he's done. You can't wrap this guy enough for what he's done in the space of 40 games.
Yeah.
A Big Boy Month finishes with a win for Damien Hardwick. Obviously, the one blip in the radar for Big Boy Month last week against Adelaide. I think he would come out of the last month of footy and he would have set this group up to have a tilt at September.
The trip to Cinqueterra was worth it, clearly, for the footy club. They got him to Italy, a little piccolo latte or something like that, a limoncello or something. It's worked. That was without Rioli.
Can you say it again with a bit more of
No, you're our specialist in that area. They could finish They could finish top 4 this footy club, and this is why other clubs such as St Kilda are worried about the academy pipeline, because now they're popped and they've still got these gun youngsters, these gun locals coming through.
Amazing what he's been able to achieve thus far. What does it say to us about the Brisbane Lions? How concerning is this? Can we just put it down to an off day? But it was a heavy loss and their run home is pretty difficult. When you look at all the top 8 teams run home, theirs is Collingwood at the MCG,
Very
Sydney, a reborn Sydney, as we're all saying now, Fremantle in Perth and Hawthorn.
They have been up for a long time, Brisbane. They're aiming for their 3rd straight grand final. Was it 7 or 8 finals series in a row? So, I don't know, this might help Chris Fagan needle the group a little bit, maybe a little bit of a sting outside of finals, but I don't think they think their list is perfect either, and they're trying to attract Sam Draper from ESO, Oscar Allen from West Coast.
It's not really a list
well.
discussion, though, is it? It's just a performance discussion. And I think to concede 7 goals, 2 from centre bounces, I mean, their numbers you see, they're Halley's Comet type numbers. I reckon we've seen that once in 15 years.
It's a down day.
Someone concede, 40 plus points from centre bounce stoppages. I mean, the quality of player the Lions have in there, that's just a mystery to me. I think Chris Fagan would be really disappointed with that, his midfield being assaulted the way they were. I know it's a barb for the group and all those sorts of things. They're still well placed, but it just makes the task that little bit harder.
There is a world where they miss top 4. With that run home and where they sit at the moment and the soft draw that some other sides have coming into finals, there is a world where the Lions...
The Fremantle game.
The Fremantle game's critical, and that will be a big game. Friday night footy here on Fox.
Collingwood next week? Collingwood next week.
Collingwood next week. And the Hawthorn game as well will be an interesting one too. So, and Sydney are going better than they were at the start of the year. For mine, Damien Hardwick summed it up well. Gold Coast last week got their kick in the nuts.
I was just about to
so
say.
maybe this is Brisbane's kick in the nuts coming into finals, and they can go to school on what's actually going on there and how they're performing.
The interesting part will be what sort of response we see next week at the MCG, because as you said, Gold Coast lost by 61 points last week, responded today. It was a 66-point loss for the Brisbane Lions this afternoon. Let's hear from the coach, Chris Fagan, also Damien Hardwick.
You know, outside of the first 10 minutes of the game, we had a game to forget in a way. Like, we haven't played as poorly as that in a long, long time. And credit for that goes to the Gold Coast Suns. I'm not sitting here saying it was just us. They were on and we were off.
The last 3 weeks we've played 3 of the best in Collingwood, Adelaide and obviously Brisbane. So 2-1 against those 3. What it probably does, I hope, is instill a bit of confidence into this group, what may be. I think as an organisation, as a coaching group, we're incredibly proud of the response, because it was disappointing last week. There's no doubt about that. We had some things in our game that were just not up to standard, and the guys, in particular, old mate to my left, got to work and got the job we were required to do. So, yeah, it's incredibly pleasing. Really proud of our footy club.
They would have been after our scalp and they got it today. But I know we'll bounce back. We've got quality players in there who will be really disappointed with how things went today, and they'll look to do a better job next week.
I know we'll bounce back, so there's the answer. He's confident of a response next week against Collingwood at the MCG. That'll be huge. Question for you, saw Matt Rowell in the press conference with Damien Hardwick there. Who would be leading Gold Coast's best and fairest right now, do you think? Rowell or Anderson?
Anderson, probably.
Hard to split the two.
He looks like a top 5 player in the competition, Anderson. But Rowell, 15 clearances today, and he looks like he could win a Brownlow over his career. To your point, Jack, he's just exceptional below his knees.
Yeah, and King, you were onto this early. His game's evolved from just being the hard, nuggety inside clearance king, and he had 15 clearances today. He has got the class of the outside play now. We saw a couple of Noah Anderson goals coming out of the centre bounce. Matt Rowell did it today too, and that's the string to the bow that he's added that's made him the complete midfielder.
He's gone from Mark McGough to Chris Judd. He steps out now and he drives and he gets into clear air and gives it to those guys in space. He's a rare player. I don't know. I've cut a lot of vision for tomorrow night to show him first crack, of a guy that's just nose to the footy and tracks and hunts with a ferocity that others can't match. It's just brilliant to watch. He's a teaching manual, this guy. He really is. This is what the guns do. 37 touches and he just wants more. The coach took him from the ground early and probably saved some gas in the legs, but what a player.
So he pipped Anderson by 1 in today's Marcus Ashcroft medal count.